Hey YouTube, it's Kevin and Frank, and we're just sitting here having some coffee and some cookies, breaking our little diet.
Not me.
Yeah, it's my fault.
He's always trying to take me down.
Anyways, we wanted to tell you today the top 10 things not to do on a cruise.
So, number one on our list is do not miss the muster drill.
Oh my God, you'll be in so much trouble if you miss the muster drill. And not to mention, you will annoy your other passengers. Did you know, Frank, that they can't pull away from port until they've done the muster drill?
That's what I hear. Not a pretty sight. So don't think you're going to go to your cabin, unpack, or take a nap, because you're going to check and see that muster drill. If your ship, we were on the NCL Gem in February, our ship left port at 4 o'clock. By 3 o'clock, if I remember, we had to be in our location. And because I am in a wheelchair, we have a designated area in the ship, which happened to be one of the restaurants that we were assigned to. We are not required to go outside on deck to participate in the drill, but we participate in it inside with all our other friends in their wheelchairs and scooters, canes, and walkers.
Now, when you go to the muster drill, make sure you bring your sail and sign card. Most of the cruise lines have gone to a policy of scanning or swiping your sail and sign card at muster. That way they will be assured that everyone showed up.
Right. That ship is not leaving port until 100% of the guests have participated in the muster drill. Don't make them come find you.
Now, number two. Number two is one of my favorite things to do on the ship. Do not miss any of the free shows. They're Broadway style.
Yes.
They're absolutely fabulous.
It's exciting. There's every ship has. They have like a theme show that they're actually known for.
Yep, and some of the larger ships, like the Bliss, for example, that we're going on, they have
next June 2018.
They have Happy Hour, the musical, I think it's called, and they have the Jersey Boys. So the Jersey Boys is a Broadway show, a Broadway production. I know on some of the other ships that we've sailed. They've had Legally Blonde. They've had, what's that one we like? You can't stop the beat. You can't stop the beat.
Oh, the 70s theme?
No. Yes.
Oh, we like that too.
Yeah, we like that too. Hairspray.
Oh, right. Hairspray. Get Down Tonight.
Get Down Tonight is one of the shows that's on the Gem. That's my favorite show. It's all 70s themed, high energy.
The shows are free. Now our show, 7 p.m., 9 p.m., 2 shows a night. Now on some of the ships, I understand in some of the cruise lines you have to pay to see the shows.
And some of the shows that are specialty shows, like Wine Lovers. Wine Lovers, the musical, is on NCL on some of their ships, and you, I think, have to pay $24.99 per person, but they give you 6 glasses of wine during the show.
Ooh,
so,
do tell.
I mean, it's worth it. You just have to do your research. So what's number 3?
Well, number 3 is don't be rude to the crew.
Oh my God, if I see you and you're being rude to the crew, I will beat you.
He will beat you till you're dead.
Beat you till you're dead.
These people work their coolies off. Now, if you don't know what a coolie is, it's your butt. They work their butts off. They work 2, 3, 4 jobs on the ship, 14-hour days.
14-hour a day.
And if you think your cabin is small, you haven't seen anything until you've seen the crew people's cabins.
Right.
So please, be nice to them, tip them.
Right.
Sometimes on occasion we'll bring goodies for them, like treats,
candies.
candies.
Right.
Something perhaps from your hometown That's a specialty.
Right. In particular, we bring extra cash, which we put in thank you cards that we give to our room steward at the beginning of the cruise and at the end of the cruise. It kind of ensures that you really get they're attentive to you, especially because I'm in a wheelchair and I'm always kind of in and out of the cabin a lot. And, you know, they're trying to do their job and clean the cabin and make sure everything's right for you. And sometimes I feel like I'm kind of an imposition in their way when they have so many cabins they're in charge of that they have to take care of. So a little extra money other than the gratuities that you pay for and some candy and a little gifts here and there. And let me tell you.
Goes a long way.
Goes a long way.
I got to tell you another thing that I do is I will write out a thank you card ahead of time. So something very basic like thank you for the wonderful service you've provided. And I'll slip a $5 bill in there, seal it up, stick it in my bag. And as we're walking around, like the last time we had such a good experience, I can't remember the guy's name, but I ended up handing him that, and he was taken aback that we would think enough of him to give him a thank you card. So just be prepared.
Right. Somebody who goes beyond the call of duty. And especially...
you don't have to be raining money on everybody.
Right. We're not saying bring your bank account with you. But, you know, again, these people work hard.
And they appreciate it.
They do appreciate it. And when we see people mistreat them, and if you've seen some of my tales from the high seas and some of the crazy, wacky things that go on, there are some examples about how some guests are not so very nice. And it's just uncalled for.
So, what's the next thing?
Well, the next one, number 4, and this is what you're going to talk about, Kevin, is do not stay in your cabin all the time.
Oh my God. I was doing a woman's hair. She was a new customer to the shop. And she had caught some of our videos and she said, hey, you're that guy. You're that guy from Cruising with Wheels. And I said, yeah. And she said, well, I don't think cruising is for me. My husband and I went on the ship. It was beautiful, but I can't believe that we had to stay in our room the whole time. And I'm scratching my head going, what are you talking about?
Why would you do that?
Come to find out, she thought that she had to pay for all the restaurants on the ship. And she thought that since they had room service, that meant she had to eat in the room.
Right. She thought that's how they ate. And they spent all their meals in their cabin ordering room service because she didn't know there were all these free dining rooms.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Right, and that the food was included. Can you imagine not knowing this? And so she was like, oh, cruising isn't for us.
So get out of your room,
oh my gosh.
Explore the ship. We usually suggest the first day, you just explore that ship. You walk from top to bottom, try to get your bearings, figure out where things are. Try all the restaurants. I mean, if nothing else, it's different decor. It's a different atmosphere.
And if you can pony up a couple of extra bucks, try a specialty restaurant.
It's worth every penny.
Whether it's steak or Italian or French or Brazilian or Asian, whatever it is.
I would say save it for a special occasion. But it is a special occasion.
You're on vacation.
You're on vacation. You're on a cruise. Have fun.
Live it up.
What do we got next?
Oh, next.
He's got a little list over here.
My list. Oh, this is a funny one. Please, you know, I talk about in another video we do about what we bring, and that's timepieces, watches, and clocks. Do not be late getting back to the ship from an excursion or just basically shopping in port. Don't let this happen to you.
If you get a chance, I will link above a video that we have that has had, I think, 50,000 views. It's called Don't Be Late for the Cruise Ship.
Right.
You will see what happened a few years ago when we were on the Carnival Conquest. We were in Mexico. Oh my God, you have to watch the video.
Right. And
that's all I'm going to say.
Right.
Just
watch the video.
It's a minute long.
A lot of controversial comments about what happened. But again, we just happened to be out on our balcony, and all of a sudden we heard all this noise, and we'll just let it go at that. Watch the video. Number 6 on our list is don't forget to read your daily newsletter.
Yes, the daily newsletter is a wonderful wealth of knowledge for anybody on the cruise. If you think it's a waste of time, you're mistaken.
You're not taking advantage of all the things that are going on your ship.
If you don't know what is in the newsletter, you can see one of our other videos that we have. It's specific to the Freestyle Daily, which is an NCL newsletter that you get on the ship every day. But there's also Princess Patterns, the Fun Times, I think is Carnival.
Each cruise line has a different name, but you really need to read it. Now, normally, usually when we get back from dinner, later, whatever, it's already sitting on our bed because our room steward has come in, turned the bed down. You know, you're going to see those beautiful towel animals. You're also going to see your next day's newsletter. And if you're not going through it and looking at all the fun things that are free to do.
Not only that, there's sometimes coupons.
Yes, for special deals. You're really missing out. So take advantage.
So don't miss it.
Number 7. Don't overdo it on the liquor.
Yeah.
It's not a pretty look.
It's so low rent.
We were on a cruise, and again, it's the first day. We're leaving port at 4 o'clock, and we're in doing the muster drill, and there's a guest who's already puking all over the floor, and we haven't even left port yet, and she's already drunk. And
now,
later,
mind you, this was the woman that when we walked into the beautiful atrium, she had ordered 4 glasses of Long Island iced teas.
Oh, Lord, I didn't know that.
Yeah, 4 of them. And she was screaming and hooting and hollering at that point. So I have a feeling that she had already indulged.
She was already a little tipsy before she got on. And so... and after that...
Side point. Don't bring liquor. Don't bring anything to the muster drill. No cameras, no liquor, no food.
Right.
Just your card and yourself.
Right. Don't be thinking you're going to be snacking and drinking, listening to what's going on. It is not going to happen.
No, it's very serious. And pay attention, because you want to be prepared.
Absolutely. Now, number 8 is...
I can't even read that.
I know. But again, something that we touched on, which is don't always eat in the free dining rooms. Check out a specialty restaurant. And again, we'll talk about that yet again, because it's such a little bonus, because it is a different experience.
It's a different experience. It'll be a different menu. I hate to say it's a little bit higher quality food, but it is.
Let's just say for what it is. It is.
Yeah, it's the difference between like if you're familiar with the buffets, it's the difference of the buffet to the dining room. Well, you're going to have another jump when you go from the standard dining room to a specialty restaurant.
Exactly.
You're going to get more servers waiting on you. You're going to get better quality food. And it's going to be an experience.
Right.
Don't expect to walk into this specialty restaurant, sit down, and be done eating in 40 minutes.
You're not going to be cattle going through the lines of a buffet. That's not what it's about. It is an experience. It is a very nice quality sit-down dinner.
And a lot of times we like to do the specialty restaurants when we've been in port a long time.
Right.
Because it's very relaxing. They really pamper you even more than they do in the dining rooms.
You're done a hectic day on the islands, and you're tired, and you're like, oh my God, and the last thing I want to do is to go into a massive dining room with thousands of people, or in a buffet line elbowing and fighting to get my food. I'm going to check out a nice, intimate, quiet, specialty restaurant setting. And though it costs a little more, and it really isn't that much more,
No, not really.
not anything more than we would pay here in our hometown, it is well worth it. So we encourage you, especially restaurants.
Do it.
The next thing, number 9, is don't always use the elevators. Now, especially they talk about on the day that the ship
Embarks
on the
vacation.
cruise, because they're using a lot of the elevators to get your luggage to your rooms.
Right. So 2/3 of the elevators
Right.
will be being used to move your luggage, the artwork for the first show, food and provisions in some instances, and passengers.
Right.
Like Frank, that is in a wheelchair, needs to be in an elevator.
Right.
Now, you have to realize that...
How many people were
There are-
handicapped on our last cruise?
Right, there were quite a few.
And
there's-
about 100, a little over 100 people, wheelchair, scooters, canes, and walkers.
Now there's 4,000 people usually getting on the ship. So if at all possible, don't use the elevators and don't get frustrated, because the next day or later on in that evening, there'll be, what am I trying to say? There'll be a release. Oh, that sounds nasty.
That sounds a little questionable.
What am I trying to say?
I have no idea where you're going with this.
There'll be an ease.
Oh, like a flow of people?
No, like they stop, like you'll be able to get on and off the elevator easier.
Oh, it gets like quiet time. And everyone's not using the elevators at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what am I saying?
I have no idea where you're going with this. All I can say is from experience.
Okay.
If you can walk, please do so. It drives us insane. We're waiting for the elevator. There is no other way for me to get from deck to deck. And then there are all these people wanting to jump on the elevator, and they're only going up one deck or down one deck. Now, come on. How old are you? 18, 20? I'm almost 60. I'm in a wheelchair. I can't use the stairs. If I could, I would, but I can't.
Now I got to tell you too, it's an excellent way to keep your weight down.
Absolutely.
Because the last cruise that we were on, I actually lost weight. I lost weight on a cruise. It wasn't from a lack of eating. Trust me on that.
Right.
But I take the stairs when Frank is not with me. There have been on occasions where I have walked 10 flights of stairs. That being said, you're not running up and down. You're on a cruise.
Right.
You're on vacation. So you just take a slow, glacial pace. Right. You know, it's not a marathon. Yeah. But...
on a side note, I gained 10 pounds. But that is considered the cruise norm, which is a 10-day cruise. They say you gain usually 1 pound a day. Considering I'm confined to a wheelchair, I don't think I did that bad.
Well, I made him roll his ass around.
So I tried to get my exercise as much as I could. Which leads us to the last thing on our list, which is
What's that?
don't overdo and try to do everything. Take time to relax. You're on vacation. You're on a cruise.
And we've made that mistake.
Right.
Where, you know, we try to do everything that's in the Freestyle Daily or in the Princess Patters, which is one of the things we told you to read. But that has a list of all the activities. If you try to get to all those activities, you will be so exhausted by the second day that you'll need a vacation from your vacation.
You won't. You'll say, "Oh my God, I can't wait to get home so I can relax." And you should be enjoying your vacation.
And I got to tell you,
it should be getting rid of all the stress and anxiety of everyday life.
And you're going to have another chance to go on another cruise.
So,
because once you take one, you'll be hooked.
Right. Don't put the pressure on yourself to try to get everything done. I guarantee it won't be your last cruise. Mm-hmm. So that's it. I think we've covered the top 10 of the don'ts of a cruise.
So until next time, I'm Kevin.
And I'm Frank.
And we want to tell you to travel safe.
And cruise often.
Bye-bye.
Oh, dear Lord in heaven.
Outtake!
Oh no, get off the drugs.
I sound like I have some vodka.
Drop the mic.
Whoopsie! Did I say that
No, God, I didn't even get a cookie. Oh, hey, honestly.
right? Kevin and I. This is Kevin.
Are you sure? It's only 2 words, people. Child. Can I dump this water now?